Good evening, live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. Here we present to you tonight's news bulletin. First, the headlines. Sultan Qaboos University gets a patent for new antimicrobial formula. The Shura Council approves the study of reviewing the research funding policies and the report of enabling the youth to contribute in the sustainable development. And in Yemen, government forces enter Hodeidah airport. Good evening once again, and thank you for joining us. Those were the headlines, and now the news in detail. His Majesty Sultan Qaboos received a cable of thanks from President Ilham Haydar Aliyev of Azerbaijan in reply to a greeting cable sent by His Majesty the Sultan on the occasion of his country's National Day. Sultan Qaboos University received a new patent for the invention based on therapeutic composition for the sore throat infection invented by Dr. Siddiqi Sayyid Anwar Abdul Hussein, Professor Ali Abdullah Hassan Al-Jabri and Khazina Muhammad Masood Al-Harithiya from the Department of Microbiology and Immunology, College of Medicine and Health Sciences. The patent application for this invention was filed in 2017 and was granted from the United States USPTO. The invention related to treatment of chronic pharyngitis and particularly to a method of making a therapeutic tropical plants composition for the treatment of chronic pharyngitis. Commenting on their work, the inventors said that the invention took several years of continuous research work involving a wide range of scientific research disciplines. It relates to a novel treatment for inflammation of pharyngeal mucosal tissue leading to swallowing difficulties, throat irritation such as itching, dryness or pain in throat, dry cough and nausea. The Shura Council approved during its sessions today the study of Education and Scientific Research Committee on the review of research funding policies and its impact on the scientific research movement. The study aims to address the expenditure challenges of the national system of scientific research compared to other regional and advanced countries in this regard. The Council also approved the study of Youth and Human Resources Committee related to empowering Omani youths to contribute to the sustainable development. Members of the Council also endorsed, after majority vote, the desire to establish quality assurance center in government bodies. The center will undertake a number of functions, including setting up a clear approach to develop speed up and measure performance of public sector establishments. The meeting was chaired by His Excellency Khalid bin Hilal Al-Mawali, Chairman of the Shura Council. As per the outcomes of the survey carried out by Information Technology Authority from 1st to 24th March 2018 to measure customer satisfactions with e-government services in the Sultanate, 81% of the respondents said that they use the e-government services. The survey focused on measuring customer satisfactions on the e-services provided by the Ministry of Manpower, the Ministry of Commerce and Industry, the Royal Oman Police and the Ministry of Health. The survey targeted individuals and residents who are 18 years old and above. The e-government services for Royal Oman Police came first in terms of use, as 71% of the respondents utilized the services, followed by the Ministry of Manpower with 25%, Invest Easy Portal with 9% and the Ministry of Health with 7%. The data of the survey were based on the interviews made the targeted audience, some visitors of the shopping malls and centers in Muscat, North Al-Batina and Al-Buraymi and at Dakhiliya Governorate. The Sultanate's production of crude oil and condensates during last May amounted to 30,039,000 barrels with an average daily production of 969,000 barrels. The report issued by the Ministry of Oil and Gas pointed out that the total crude oil exported quantities during last May reached 24,187,000 barrels. The month of May also witnessed a noticeable increase in average crude oil prices in the world compared to trading in April of the same year. This rise was attributed to several main factors which have affected directly prices, including the continuous production decreases being laid by OPEC that contribute to the reduction in the global supply of crude oil. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and later to come in our news bulletin. In the city of Matrah Fort began receiving visitors and tourists after the completion of first phase of its rehabilitation and development project. Welcome back to the news from the Sultanate of Oman television. Yemeni government forces fought their way into Hodeidah airport today, presenting an offensive that has seen some of the most intense fighting of a 3-year war against Houthi rebels. Yemeni military sources confirmed the AFP that troops had entered the rebels' base and the disused airport on the southern edge of the city. The battle for Hodeidah has sparked fears of a new escalation of the humanitarian crisis in Yemen, which is already teetering on the brink of famine. Meanwhile, the United Nations Special Envoy to Yemen, Martin Griffiths, left Sana'a after a 3-day visit. He briefed the Security Council by video from Sana'a on his proposals to restart political negotiations to end the 3-year conflict in Yemen. The Arab-led coalition against the Houthi rebels began its assault on Wednesday on the Red Sea port town of Hodeidah, the main entry for food into a country already on the brink of famine. The United States and South Korea have agreed to suspend a joint military exercise scheduled for August. South Korea and U.S. officials said following President Donald Trump's pledge to end war games after his summit with the North Korean leader Kim Jong-un last week. South Korea and the United States have agreed to suspend all planning activities regarding the Freedom Guardian military drill scheduled for August, according to a South Korean Defense Ministry statement. Speaking to journalists, White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders said, "We expect those things to be on pause." In China and the United States sunk into a deepening trade conflict that hit financial markets hard after U.S. President Donald Trump threatened to impose tariffs on an additional $200 billion of Chinese products, prompting Beijing to accuse Washington of starting a trade war. Trump said his threat was retaliation for China's decision to raise tariffs on $50 billion of U.S. goods over the weekend, a move that itself was in response to additional U.S. tariffs on Chinese products announced on Friday. Some people in Shanghai and Hong Kong told Reuters they have already felt the impact by the trade war between the world's two largest economies. The United Nations Refugee Agency, the UN High Commissioner for Refugees, reported today that nearly 69 million people who have fled war, violence and persecution were forcibly displaced last year, a record for the 5th straight year. The UNHCR said the continued crisis in places like South Sudan and Congo, as well as the exodus of Muslim Rohingya from Myanmar that started last year, raised the overall figure of forced displacements in 2017 to 68.5 million. Of that total, 16.2 million were newly displaced last year, an average of more than 44,000 people per day. Most have been displaced for longer than that, some forced to flee multiple times. And now back here in the Sultanate with the local news. Eid celebrations throughout the Sultanate witnessed various entertainments, including horse races. More details from Al-Khabura here follows. Eid celebration during the Eid holidays in the Wilaya of Al-Khabura in North Al-Batna witnessed many activities that were conducted in various areas of the Wilaya. Traditional folk songs and traditional music gave a special response to one and all who have attended the display. On the other side, the classic car show was arranged, in which it displayed many different types of cars loved by many. On the seaside of the Wilaya, Arabian horse show and race took place amid a huge number of people. The celebration combined modern entertainment too, such as these powered paragliding, also known as paramotoring, that gave a special test to the youth present here.
Eid Mubarak for everybody, and as you see, we are on third day and we do our Omani culture, which is rent the horses, and we meet in Khabura, and as you see, all the people they meet here, and they're interesting and they're very happy.
Eid Mubarak to all.
These activities aimed at finding entertainment for families during Eid holidays and creating an atmosphere of joy, as well as promoting local tourism in the country. Indeed, Eid celebrations continued to be celebrated all around the Sultanate of Oman. I'm Abdullah bin Ahmed Al-Rubi'i, Sultanate of Oman Television, Al-Khabura. With the completion of the first phase of its rehabilitation development project, Matrah Fort begins receiving visitors and tourists from all countries in the world. It is strategically located on a mountainous overlooking Port Sultan, Qaboos. The fort was built in the 16th century during the rule of the Ya'ariba dynasty. It contains 3 round-shaped towers. Its walls surround a triangular-shaped area. The fort includes 9 cannons, one of which dates back to a period of Second World War. Oman Air, the national carrier of the Sultanate, received the third of 30 Boeing 737 MAX 8. The 737 MAX family has been designed to offer customers exceptional performance, flexibility and efficiency with lower per seat cost and an extended range that will open up new destinations in the single-aisle market. Oman Air expects to receive a total of 5 737 MAX by September 2018. Configured with 162 seats in a 2-class configuration, 12 in business and 150 in economy, with significant enhancement across both cabins, the MAX aircraft is a testament to Oman Air commitment to continually upgrade its product offering to improve its customer satisfaction and enhance the overall guest experience. With the addition of the new MAX, Oman Air's fleet currently consists of 7 Boeing 787 Dreamliners, 6 Airbus 330-300S, 4 Airbus 330-200S, 5 Boeing 737-900S, 21 Boeing 737-800S, 3 Boeing 737 MAX, and 4 Embraer 175s. Eid celebration continues, and which gives an opportunities for showcasing traditional art and historical sites of different towns in the country. This is a report from Falaj in the Wilayat of Al-Khabura. Falaj Banu Rabi'a in the Wilaya of Al-Khabura, known for its calm atmosphere and flora and its date palm farms. During this Eid holiday, it had a number of cultural activities, the traditional Omani folk art organized by the youth and elders. Here is one of the means used to maintain the heritage. Oman is one of the nations that gives special attention on preserving cultural heritage in the Arab world. Vocal heritage, traditional songs, folk songs, and traditional musics are well practiced by many, such as this one has been seen here at this old fort of the village.
This is a tradition many years we have seen. The youth, they enjoy to song and making and dancing like they are happy for Eid.
It is a great event that we have here in our village, as you can see, and we are celebrating and show to the all Omanis and foreign people our tradition here in our village and also in our Oman.
The local here tend to take opportunity for highlighting the history of their town, including architectural heritage for this remaining fort or other historical buildings.
This is a fort, famous for many years, about 1,000 years ago. It's bigger, and there's a lot of things inside there, a store.
Indeed, such occasions do create an atmosphere of joy as well as tourism promotion. Abdullah bin Ahmed al-Rubi'i, Falaj Banu Rabi'a, Wilayat of Al-Khabura. You're watching the Sultanate of Oman television, and now for the general weather forecast around the Sultanate. Partly cloudy skies will prevail over the coastal areas of the Governorate of the Far, with chances of intermittent drizzle. The rest of the Sultanate will have clear skies with chances of dust-raising wind over the governorates of Al-Bremi, Al-Dhahira and Al-Wusta. Winds will be northwesterly light to moderate. Seas will be slight with a maximum wave height of 1 meter. This is the Sultanate of Oman television. Before we end tonight's bulletin, here are the main points once again. Sultan Qaboos University gets patent for new antimicrobial formula. The Shura Council approves the study of reviewing the research funding policies and the report of enabling the youth to contribute in the sustainable development. And in Yemen, government forces enter Hodeidah airport. And with that, we do conclude this news bulletin brought to you live from this news center of the Sultanate of Oman television. From the entire news team and myself, we do thank you for joining us. Wish you a pleasant evening and good night.